Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.
Live from the GBM studios in Belize City, it's Open Your Eyes. Start your morning right with your hosts, Sabrina Daly and Paul Lopez.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Sabrina Daly.
And I'm Paul Lopez.
And good morning, Paul.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. It is the
30th
of July, 2026. We're coming down to the end of the month of July, which means we are well into the second half of
for sure.
the year, right? And so wherever you are this morning, whether you're at home, you're at work, you're out jogging, you're in your vehicle, you're probably still in your bed, wherever you are, I want to thank you so much for making Open Your Eyes your morning show of choice this morning. We do have a lot planned for you all, and so we're glad that you're here. How are you doing, Sam?
I'm doing good. Yesterday I got a bit of a midweek rest and I loved it.
You left the two men
I
to
know, I
do
locked
our
in.
things on set.
I locked in. Oh no, me look well I dress up, or you may look dress up in your Sunday best, pal.
Yeah, I bring it out, but today I still kind of feel
Yeah, I
good.
like it with the continue up on the same
Have
pace.
to,
I big
you know.
up you and whoever that is stylist.
When you
Big
look
up
good, you
Mrs.
feel
Lopez.
good. Correct.
Yeah, but of course, it was a little bit of a different week. I started the week off with April in Cayo, so I was able to get some rest midweek and, enjoy the two men on the show giving their take on different topics. And speaking of that, Paul, we have some wonderful conversations to jump into this morning, so follow me over this side. So we are going to be starting things off with some sports conversation, and I promise to try to keep up with Paul. The conversation is about the National Sports Council of Belize building better sports policies for Belize. Then digital transformation, the launching of the BISELR online learning platform. And then Ruby Redemption will also be highlighting the mission behind Redemption, that is, a little bit of a tongue twister, and their work of empowering women. After that, Riding in Remembrance, honoring Tayeon Chee's legacy. I'll send things over to Paul now.
Excellent. So those are the conversations we have lined up. They're very dynamic. They're very insightful. And so if you have any thoughts or comments on any one of those topics, feel free to drop them in the comments. Questions even, and we will ask them for you. I can guarantee you that. So what we want to do right now is jump into our 5 things you need to know. First and foremost, 5 years later, where is Belize's whistleblowers bill? This is a very interesting conversation, and I'm seeing online that this very discussion has resonated with a lot of people, and so we're going to be talking about it. Secondly, FIFA seeks support for support to privatize a portion of the organization, and Belize is a part of that decision-making process. And so we heard from the president of FFB yesterday in terms of Belize's thoughts on this move, very controversial. We're also going to be discussing it. Third, Belize City holds liquor license consultation. Is the amount of liquor available in our city a night issue? Is it a day issue? Or is it both? Well, stakeholders and residents had that very discussion in a consultation that was held on Tuesday night right here in Belize City. We're going to be talking about some of the takeaways from that consultation. Fourth, broken system or lack of accountability. Which is more important in this ongoing MIRA and Ministry of Defense procurement scandal? that someone or some people be held accountable, or that the identified weaknesses in the system be fixed? Which is more important to you? Let's talk about it. And last but certainly not least, KTV The Remix Season 8 continues. And we, as always, every morning want to encourage you all to get your tickets and to be present at the live shows, and also to vote for your favorite contestants. So these are the topics we're going to be talking about. Sab, I'm going to throw it over to you.
Alrighty, thank you very much for that, Paul. Now, before we jump into our topics, I want to give some quick shout outs to our viewers locked in right now on social media. And Paul, yesterday I saw you said you would take a little bit of a page from my book and highlight those viewers that jump on early. And I was watching on YouTube. And I saw some people that say, "Oh no, like forget we YouTube viewers."
People say that?
Yes, people are pretty active in the comment section there. So I want to say good morning to our YouTube viewers at this time. Thank you so much for locking in with us. I don't see too much comments yet, but I know that you guys definitely trickle in and you share your thoughts in the comment section, I see. And also the titles as well of their names, it's a little bit different than Facebook. So it's a lot harder to engage with you guys, I'll admit that much. But good morning to our YouTube viewers. And of course, Janelle Treheki saying good morning, my beautiful Belize. Michelle Sampson, good morning to you, girl. She said it's a beautiful day, folks. Francisca Madrid, good morning to you. Esther Weatherburn, good morning. And Mish Hemsley, good morning to you as well. Let's jump into it, Paul. We have some topics to touch on. And we're going to start things off with the whistleblower topic of it all. This isn't the first time we've been bringing it up. I think more than anything because of the recent controversies of these leaked records from the SmartStream system, and of course the Mira Millions controversy, conversations surrounding protecting persons who are revealing these types of informations to the media has come about. And any type of person that would disclose information that's sensitive in this manner, we could consider a whistleblower. So we had our colleague, Brittany Gordon, give a deep dive on what the history of the Whistleblowers Act, or at least trying to put that to perhaps black and white and have it more legislated, was a conversation and was a topic that was brought up in the news last night. Let's begin.
Yeah, no, certainly. So what we've been doing in the newsroom is we've been really studying the strength of oversight, governance oversight here in Belize, right? So 3 weeks ago, we did a deep dive into procurement.
Yes.
And the strength of the procurement process and the procurement system here in Belize, and looking at procurement legislation. And then, because that's important. And then last week, we did a deep dive into the FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, and the many requests that have been denied. And that too is very relevant and important for people to understand. And so then last night, these are weekly stories, right? And so then last night we looked at the Whistleblowers Act, or the absence of whistleblowers legislation. And I think that one of the reasons why this resonates, this discussion resonates with so much people, is because procurement is set aside for a small percentage of the population, right? FOIA requests, or Freedom of Information Act, it is only now being utilized in historic numbers.
Yeah.
But when it comes to whistleblowers, anybody could be a whistleblower. And just looking at the size of the public service alone, it's a huge percentage of the labor force. It's a huge percentage of our population as well. And any one public officer could become a whistleblower by simply pointing out corruption, pointing out questionable practices within their departments, within their unit, within their ministries, and bringing it forward, making it public.
Yeah.
That is essentially what a whistleblower does. And any public officer, and we've been encouraging public officers to do this, especially with this Mira Millions scandal, because at the end of the day, yes, you may have you may have loyalties to your unit, you may have loyalties to your department head, you may have loyalties to your minister. The ultimate loyalty that one should have, in my view, as a public officer, is to the people, is to those you work for, is to the funds, the public funds that you manage. And so what a whistleblower does is they shed light in the face of misuse, in the face of abuse of public funds. But retired Major former Ombudsman Gilbert Swazo said something that stood out to me, and for me this is a part of the glue that sticks this story together. He said his quote is, "Fear is defeating integrity." A lot of public officers are afraid that if they leak this information, they see the corruption happening blatantly, they know what they're seeing is wrong. They know what their heads of department, what their accounting officers, what their financial officers, even what their CEOs are asking them to do is wrong. But they're afraid. They're afraid because you know what trumps loyalty to minister, you know what trumps loyalty to the public and to ensuring proper oversight of public funds? Loyalty to your family, loyalty to bread on the table, to ensuring that you are able to provide for your family, loyalty to yourself, to ensure that your life is not placed in danger. And so a lot of public officers and just the general public are afraid. And so I really like that comment. Like, to me, that's a quote I would take and I would put it on a billboard. I would put it on my shirt. Fear is defeating integrity. And so what a whistleblower legislation does, it helps to alleviate that fear. It provides protection for whistleblowers. So by nature of being a whistleblower, you essentially remain anonymous. Yeah. Right? So you're not coming forward as, you're not always coming forward as somebody who's showing your face and your identity. But the whistleblower legislation would help to protect a whistleblower. It would help for them to have some assurances that if they put forward credible information that leads to an investigation, that leads to the media probing and getting and asking for more information and questioning and investigating, like in the case with the Mira Millions and the Ministry of Defense scandal, that their jobs won't be at risk, that they don't have to face penalties.
Yeah, and by extension, even their family members, because let's be honest, in a lot of cases, what you do not only affects your employment, but people that are connected to you as well. Right. And I wanted to really touch on that. I was looking at some past reports that was done on whistleblowing and if there are other examples of that nature taking place. And I saw that in 2013, there was a report on Channel 5 where a lady, Alvarine Burgess, went public and spoke about an immigration scandal. And as a result, or ultimately, she ended up fleeing the country, I imagine, because of the persecution that she would have experienced after. But that speaks to, I think, some of the impacts of the Whistleblowers Act not being legislated and the protection that is needed. It extends corruption, it stays hidden longer, and of course, public trust erodes. And in the case of Ms. Burgess, people find themselves leaving the country. You might see cases of brain drain increasing. You'll see public servants censor themselves. And of course, I think what we forget to always mention is the international standing. The last thing we want is for other countries looking at us and thinking that we're just corrupt in general. You know, and so I think that's an area that we need to also consider when looking at the Whistleblowers Act and looking at the importance of highlighting corruption in general. Now, I also want to highlight the specific position that we find ourselves in right now, especially with the ombudsman not being in position, because that's an added protection that I think a whistleblower could have or would have as well. And with that post not being filled since last year, people might feel even more concerned with coming forward with information.
Yeah, and what Strong Whistleblowers Act or legislation also provides, proven across the world, are incentives for whistleblowers. You could actually get incentivized where strong whistleblower legislation exists for bringing forth credible information that leads to investigation, that leads to further probing. So it is not in the best interest. Let's put it plain and straight. It's not in the best interest, and it has not been in the best interest of administrations presently and in the past to enact whistleblowers legislation, because a lot of hanky-panky they happen in our government, lot of hanky, both administrations, lot of hanky-panky they happen with the people's money, and people they say, public officers they say, public officers know, and with a whistleblowers legislation enacted, they would feel more emboldened to speak out and to bring these things forward. And so it's not in the best interest of any government. And so I think it would speak well of any administration if they're serious about passing and enacting a whistleblowers legislation, actually see it through to the end. So we'll have to wait and see where this one goes, but I really appreciate that we are leading the charge in this discussion.
What do you think would be some important details to be included in this draft if it comes to legislation, the Whistleblowers Act, when it comes to, you mentioned incentives. So things like monetary incentives, you think should be included in there?
For certain, I think you should get some sort of monetary incentive for sure. For bringing forth information, because ultimately you'll be saving the public purse a lot of money, depending on the level of corruption and the level of wastage and abuse of public funds. So definitely financial incentives there.
Physical protection in some cases
in
too.
some cases physical, but certainly on a broader scale, general protection, just broad protection for yourself, for your family, and more so for your job, right? And from that whole undermining process where your day-to-day work life may be frustrated while they can't fire you, to protect you from all of that stuff. So incentive and just guaranteed protection for me, those are the two things that I think could work.
Well, before we go into our next topic, I just want to read a comment from a viewer. Michelle Sampson said, "It's obvious that the government will not bring the whistleblowers law to fruition because that would mean they will be held accountable." And I think that's speaking directly to what we're saying at this time, Michelle. This conversation is pre the Brissenu administration. We know that the bill was drafted in 2021. However, the push for the whistleblowers legislation began all the way back in 2012. And so this was in the Barrow administration even. And the example that I mentioned earlier with the lady Miss Burgess and the immigration scandal in 2015, that was also pre-Brissenu administration, and in her case, she fled the country to seek safety. So these are just examples of the type of protections that people may or may not need if they ever decide to take that act and come forward with information that the public deserves to know.
Indeed. So from there we could jump just quickly. I want to talk about the fact of broken system versus a lack of accountability. And again, this has to do with the ongoing Mira Millions and Ministry of Defense scandal. I've taken note, and I just want to say briefly, right? Just briefly on this, I've taken note of a shift in the conversation, perhaps.
I agree.
Right? Where it started as with the Prime Minister saying, anybody where the audit find do wrong, will be held accountable. They'll have to answer for it. And we agree that is good. The public jumped on that and said yes. But since then, which was a month ago, since then we've been conducting interviews with various cabinet ministers, most of them senior cabinet ministers. We even had Minister Francis Fonseca on set the other day. And when we posed the question about, or bring up the topic about the Mira Millions and the Ministry of Defense scandal, the comments are always almost identical.
Yeah.
They're about a broken system that this People's United Party administration has miraculously identified.
And will fix.
And will
for
fix.
us.
So they're now the savior
Yeah.
of the people in terms of addressing a broken system. And so I had to ask myself yesterday, at this point, which is most important to the people? And perhaps I posed that question this morning.
Yeah.
Which of the two is most important to you? Is it that
Accountability.
you want to see accountability? You want to see somebody answer for all these revelations, for the pilfering of public funds, for the abuse of public resources, for the circumvention of the procurement process? Do you want to see somebody answer? You want to say shackles? You want to say prison bars shut? Is that most important to you? Or is it more important that now that this weakness has been identified, that the current administration fixes it?
Yeah.
Because what I feel is happening, personally, I feel as if there's an attempt to control the public narrative, to shift public narrative from accountability to, yeah man, the system broken, but you not worry about nothing.
We
will
got it
fix
covered. But
We
let me
got it
tell you when I
covered.
think that narrative started making a shift. When the conversation switched from we should be talking about the fact that there is abuse in the system, abuse by these persons with the under $10,000 threshold, that conversation shifted from that to, oh, but we need to increase the threshold. That's not a problem.
So you think that was a turning point?
That's what I think. I personally saw the shift take place then. The conversation shifted from the abuse of that to, oh, but the issue that, you know,
procurement system.
the procurement system and the threshold needs to go up.
And you're right, that was such a trending and controversial period.
Yeah.
In a short period in terms of this controversy or this scandal, but that was such a trending point.
But I think both of the points that you mentioned, I think they are both important.
Yeah.
However, we should not discredit one and focus on the other, because we do in fact need to fix the system so that whenever other persons come in place, they don't abuse it. However, we also need to make examples of people who have abused it too, for others who come in to know that there are consequences when you abuse system and you take advantage of people's public funds.
I like how the attorney Richard Dicker Bradley puts it. He says, find the accounting staff, question A. Find the financial officer, question A. Find the CEO and question him or her. And that is where you'll find the problem, and that is where you'll find the solution. That's what he says. He says, all right, and if you realize that the process needs to be decolonized, as he put it, then fine, decolonize it. But he puts it as if that should be a second thought.
Yeah.
The first position should be holding people accountable. And in his view, it's public officers that leads the charge in this, and those are the ones who should be held accountable. While the PSU is of the view that higher than that, ministers should be held accountable. But there seems to be a general consensus from experts that are looking from outside in that accountability is paramount in this. And while fixing the system is important, it is secondary. And so we'll continue to monitor to see what the audit finds, and of course, whether or not anybody will be held accountable at the end of the day.
Well, speaking of people being held accountable, there's another sort of accountability conversation taking place. I know that there was a consultation held this week, I believe it was on Tuesday, where the Belize City Council hosted a consultation session for persons to talk about liquor licensing and anything really related to nightlife and, you know, that sort of event that could potentially disturb neighborhoods. I thought it was such an interesting consultation. I saw some clips of different people giving their feedback of how this, I'd say, type of activity impacts their personal living. And I think it's a worthy discussion. I think it went beyond the liquor licensing conversation, though. And I appreciated that. There was a comment from a person who was there who spoke about noise pollution, for example, and how that impacts his 99-year-old grandmother.
All the way into 4 o'clock in the morning.
All the way to 4 a.m. in the morning. And I feel for people like that. There are moments like this, Paul, that I so grateful. I
You live back a bush.
The only nice I worry about a whole monkey.
Correct.
But it's a real issue. It's a real nuisance. And I think that was an opportunity for us to hear how these types of activities, which brings economic contributions to the country, but they impact people as well. And there needs to be a balance, I think, that should be struck. Beyond that, though, there was also persons who run these types of establishment who really took a different position, and they said, look, beyond this nice we want to talk about, don't even talk about the liquor we want to sell anytime, and the people they want to sell it too. Which I will say, Paul, I think that may a little bit of deflecting, but also still a valid point.
I think that point resonated with me the most. And
really?
Yeah, I don't give these business establishments a pass, right? Like these nightclubs and these sort of entertainment establishments. I don't give them a pass, but I think they are way more structured and intentional in their approach. Most of them, not all of them, like the one where the person point out in the story about 4 o'clock in the morning and it affected 99-year-olds.
Perhaps that's a bad example of one that's not following.
That is unacceptable. But in my view, there's way more controls, right? And there's way more intentionalities with some of these establishments. And there's way more of a social conscience, right? We understand that we operate in areas where residents do exist, and so we have to place controls over it. And that is why that point that Mr. Linsford Rosado from Thursday resonated with me, simply because liquor they get sell hand over fist in every corner of the city that you go. Grocery stores are in many streets just 100 feet apart from each other. And he's right to say that they make alcohol like one of the most prominent feature upon entrance in these establishments. Who is controlling that? Who's regulating that? Who is providing oversight and enforcement to ensure that these establishments are not, one, selling alcohol to children, which we know happen. We see happen that they're not selling alcohol in excessive volumes to adults as well. You're done drunk, brother, go home. You don't need for to buy more bad man or to buy more stout or to buy more beer.
We kind of see that as the issue that they make the money for.
Right. So how then does the marketing strategy with these grocery stores and the large volume of sales from these corner stores, my question is, how does it affect our human capital? How does it affect our human resources in communities that are already struggling, communities that are marginalized and impoverished, right? That is why that resonates with me. Because yes, we could look at the nightclubs and we could look at their liquor sales and how it affects your psyche, and you see a lot of fight on that strip. But you can't neglect the conversation about our communities and what alcohol consumption at a high level and alcohol availability at such large volumes is really doing to our communities that are already marginalized.
Yeah, I see a commenter here saying, we Belizeans are reluctant to admit we have an unhealthy relationship with alcohol. Watch people come out called protest to protect the liquor.
Protect your bad man.
But I'm not gonna I just want to make a quick comment. The viewer's profile picture is also a pelican bear. But I'm just making light of the comment of the profile there. But I see also April saying, no, I want to highlight this comment here from Michelle. She said, I'm so sorry I missed the consultation. We used to suffer when travelers used to have events every weekend. The music is so loud. You feel it. I feel it in my heart. But I want to go back to what one of the persons who attended the consultation said. What should be put in place, Paul, when you have these establishments open until 4 a.m. in the morning, still playing their music loudly, and when you go to that establishment, the police officer is the one stopping you? What do you do
because
then?
usually then they get paid by the establishment for provide one security job, and so then they worry about, how you affect their overtime pay and stuff like that. But you're right, that citizen was placed in a precarious situation because...
Who do you call?
But he is brave.
Yeah.
Because if you wake up at 4 in the morning, you went to sleep at 9, you wake up at 4, and the music still they play, and you make a complaint and nothing is done about it, for you to get up out of your house, your good house at 4 o'clock in the morning, and go confront an entire nightclub.
Then nearly get pepper sprayed to
and then nearly get pepper sprayed by the police at that. Man, they think they're just sad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I begs for him.
I begs for him too. But then what can you do at that point, right? And so I'm glad that he raised that concern and that experience. Well, I
was going to say, Jackie Leon said, that's why I say we, because I was commenting on the profile picture. But our YouTubers are saying, there's another person here, I sense that too. Winston Hope is asking for us to remember the YouTube commenters. I remember you guys. Don't know where I picked up on earlier.
Lastly on this, Shane, and a viewer here is pointing it out, the Flowers, we need to dedicate a strict business district where no schools or churches or residents could be built within 3 to 5 miles. So you can't have the school and the churches commingling. These are some people's position, right? With like bars and stuff like that. I think about the kids because some of these Lee grocery stores, they sell liquor all time of the day, and sometimes men are there drinking and consuming alcohol excessively, and kids have to pass them, and God knows, it's just not a conducive environment for learning and education and childhood development, and so that's concerning. But for the sake of time, let's jump into KTV, the remix, just to remind people.
Yes, KTV, the remix, we're jumping into week 5 next week, and next week will be Latino night. For you, Latin music lovers. I enjoyed R&B night, Paul. It was my first time in the audience.
I think I see you.
Yeah, it was really, really fun. I'll tell you, right, I was commenting on this last week, I believe it was with Isani, and I said that I'm normally the one with the the league group chat. They say, me to give my own scores, right? And I think you were in the audience that week when I was scoring. And you said, no, Sab, you have to there in person because it sounds different. Well, I agree. I had such a good time this week for R&B night. And, just like many other persons tuning in, being in the audience, we all that may judge that night. And it was such an entertaining, I think, experience. We saw the contestants go forward and fight to stay in, singing several renditions of different R&B songs. Boomy is still one of my favorites. She sang a song from Mariah Carey. Tamika, still one of my favorite. Really, all of them, they brought something forward and they challenged themselves. I saw who I've been calling Cowboy Chris Brown. Trevette, because he's known to be, more aligned with like country music. But he took on Chris Brown singing Residuals. And it was just really fun to get that level of appreciation of music. I really love R&B music. I didn't see anyone plead on their knees, but it was definitely a good show. But we got to keep voting to keep them in. I think as we get closer and closer to the end, it will count more than ever for you to vote for your favorites. I've also said that if you don't know how to do that, maybe you don't have a smart number and you are not able to send that text message to vote for your favorites, you can send them credits and they can do the voting as well. And trust me, they know I take your money because they need to stay in at the competition. So they're definitely going to vote to stay in.
So make a test your Latino skills, right? So give me one artist where you think people are saying or should they should sing a song from that artist.
Okay, so I know for a fact there will be Selena that night.
Selena.
Or Selena.
Yeah,
that night.
No matter how you
somebody sing a bitty bitty bam bam.
That's true. I like that one.
We saw Shakira come out Tuesday night.
Yeah.
So I think Selena will come out.
Bad Bunny.
I would want Bad Bunny baby come out as well.
Yeah.
I would want those too.
Yeah.
I really just want like fun. I want it to be fun, right? I don't want it to be like I don't want one whole Spanish song. I want something where we want to get up and dance with you too. Because I don't understand anyway.
Yeah,
so make we just vibes.
Yeah,
That's what I'm hoping for.
But so that goes down on Tuesday. You don't want to miss it. So with that, we're going to jump into our weather update for this morning. We want to thank you all for engaging us in this morning's discussion. We had a lot of comments, and so we want to thank you. That's what this segment is about. It's about us having that conversation with each other and with you, and you sharing your thoughts. So we truly appreciate it. So we're going to jump into so thank you really, and for we YouTube fans, we promise. Our YouTube viewers, YouTube audience. We promise we don't want to neglect you no more. We talk to we are talk.
Okay, so when I just talk to somebody say come on the floor.
Correct.
What are they after? All right. And they do. Yeah. All right, we got it, man. Yeah, stop that right there. I thought it was Biddy Biddy Bam Bam. We'll follow that. No, that's a different song. Okay. All right. We are wrapping up here. And we're going to jump into the weather update now. And of course, that's brought to you by the folks from the National Met Service. All right, let's jump into it. Today's weather forecast, as we mentioned, brought to you by the folks from the National Met Service. And today's forecast will be sunny with a few cloudy spells today and partly cloudy tonight. Showers will be isolated. In terms of today's temperatures, coastal areas can expect highs of 89 degrees Fahrenheit, then dropping slightly to a low of 82 degrees. Inland, however, will be experiencing a little bit warmer temperatures for highs, a high of 94, then dropping to a low of 74. And then in the hills, highs of 82 and dropping to a chilly 68. I'm a little bit jealous of you guys with that one. Now for our extended forecast for inland and coastal areas on Friday through to Monday. On Friday, coastal areas will expect highs of 88 degrees Fahrenheit and dropping to 82, inland 93 and dropping to 74. Now on Saturday and Sunday, the weekend, highs of 89 degrees Fahrenheit for coastal areas and 82 for lows, and inland, the very same thing as well, 95 for highs and dropping to a low of 74. And then on Monday, a high of 89 degrees Fahrenheit for coastal areas and dropping to a low of 82. For inland, 95 and 74 as well. For our astronomical forecast, the sun rose this morning at 5:31 a.m. and will set at 6:26 p.m. The moon rise is at 7:23 p.m. and will set at 6:19 a.m. Now the sea state is choppy with winds blowing from the east at 10 to 20 knots. Today's high tide will take place at 10:09 a.m. and then a low tide at 5:23 p.m. And another high tide will take place at 11:18 p.m. However, tomorrow a low tide will take place at 4:40 a.m. And that does it for our Eye on the Weather, brought to you by the folks from the National Met Service. I'll send things back over to Paul now.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that weather update, Sabrina. What we're going to do is take a break, and when we come back, we're going to delve into a sports conversation. It's all about sports policies for Belize. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. So you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing star 100 # using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
In business, timing matters. Now, with Belize Bank's same-day settlement, transactions settled before 4 p.m. are deposited the very same night.
It's been a game changer for our cash flow. Waiting days to access our sales used to slow our business down. Now we can restock faster and pay our suppliers on time.
And with auto settlement, it's done for you every day. Same-day settlement from Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
Ishmael from Beltrade. Check out the show. You don't want to miss what's on offer for MSMEs in Belize and in the tourism industry specifically.
Hi everyone, I'm Boris Iraeta. Please don't miss the next Belize Travel Beat show. We will talking about the importance of SMEs in the regional promotion tourism in Central America.
Hi, I'm David from the Center of Promotion of MSMEs in Central America and Dominican Republic. Don't miss the next show of Travel Beat in Belize.
Join us for the next episode of the Belize Travel Beat. We'll be talking about how small, medium, and micro businesses can benefit within the tourism industry.
They'll name you 100 reasons to step back. But when you achieve your goal, they will follow you. Gorilla, make some noise.
With everything going on in a day, it's easy to overlook a renewal date. That's why Home Protector Insurance sends a simple reminder to help keep you on track. Home Protector Insurance, if it's worth something, insure it.
We at Fulltech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Fulltech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy 8. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying tuned with us. This is our first conversation for this morning. It's all about the National Sports Council and their move to build better sports policies for Belize. And we're joined by Sports Liaison Officer at the Council, Ms. Vanessa Williams, as well as Marketing, Communications, and PR Consultant over there at the National Sports Council of Belize, Ms. Yasmin Wan.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having us in this morning.
It's a pleasure.
Yes, it's a pleasure having you all. When people think about a national sports policy, they likely think about elite athletes and perhaps how this policy will benefit or affect elite athletes. I got there is much more than that. Why should Belizeans care about a national sports policy?
Belizeans should care because they're the ones who will benefit from it, right? We all will benefit from it. As you mentioned at the start of this conversation, I think maybe there's a perception that the policy will focus or is geared towards only elite athletes. But the policy really is taking a database approach in terms of looking at what has happened in the past and what people want to happen in the future.
Yeah.
And the future, the planning for the future starts now, right? So when we think about the policy and these consultations that are coming up, that's what we want. We want to hear about the experiences that people have had when it comes to sports and their expectation as to how can we improve. I always think, and I truly believe, that the only way to impact change is by having a seat at the table, right? And these consultations give stakeholders this seat at the table.
I appreciate that you pointed out looking at some of the things that maybe these athletes would have expressed that they need. Some needs that perhaps have not been met, but things they've been talking about for a long time. In other words, we could call it gaps, really, that needs to be filled. What are some of those gaps that you guys have identified that will be included in this policy?
So I think that it's nothing new that we've been hearing from the consultations that had happened so far. But some of the gaps that have been identified definitely speak to infrastructure, facilities, obviously, the need for more facilities and the need for adequate facilities, further investment when it comes to sports development, the programs, the adequate coaching, looking at athletes as more of a holistic, taking that holistic approach in terms of looking at the athlete mental welfare, nutrition, these kind of components, right? Things that as we move along and as we hope to have our athletes better succeed, we can't just look at, training. We have to look at the different components that make an athlete a successful athlete.
So let's just quickly talk also about where we are in the process, right, in terms of developing this policy, and we could continue into some of the nitty-gritty.
Okay, we've started the consultation with the federations. We had a 3-day consultation meeting. Throughout the 3 days, we had like 16 federations involved, just voicing their opinions, their concerns, what they want to see change with the National Sports Council, because they want the support from us. And all of that was taken into considerations by the consultants heading these virtual meetings. Now, from the consultations that we had with the federations, now we are open to the public consultation now. We want everyone to come out. Parents, anyone that has the passion for sports, other federations that weren't able to join the virtual meetings because they were out of the country and they were so busy, so we are extending all the invite out.
Depending on who you ask or depending on what federation you speak to, I imagine their needs might be a little bit different.
Yes.
But I also think that there has been a conversation that we always forget to highlight and spend some time on when it comes to sports and sporting facilities, and that's perhaps the lack of equity between urban and rural communities. Is this an area that we will also see being addressed in this strategy?
Definitely. So the reason why we're having 8 consultations across the country of Belize is because we want to give everyone the opportunity to speak, to tell us their needs, right? The consultants that are leading this, it's called Cynic Consultancy. They're a Caribbean-based consultancy group. The leaders, the director, the managing director, they're all sports-based individuals. So they have their expertise is in the area of sports, but not only that, they're based in the Caribbean. And we all know that our reality here is different, right? And so we're happy that these consultants have a more regional understanding of what our realities are, and that they're coming to Belize. So they're coming to Belize. These consultancy activities will all be happening in persons with the consultants here, and we are extending that invitation again to everyone. I know, unfortunately, we can't make it to everywhere, every community, but we're trying our very best to get the word out there so that people can make it out to these facilities and have a seat at the table.
Is the National Sports Council charged with sports and athlete development across the country?
It's something that the Sports Council can assist with, but we definitely rely heavily on the federations to work with the development components. We are trying our very best again to strengthen those relationships with the federation so that we can provide further support when it comes to athlete development. But there's obviously always room for improvement, and we're trying to find out what we can do at the National Sports Council to contribute to that.
How can a policy like this improve funding to, let's say, the National Sports Council to do that very thing, support federations and associations?
So the last policy was written in 2015. So it launched in 2015 for 2015 to 2025. So that was the lifespan of that policy. Since then, so much has changed. So much has changed in terms of athletes' opportunities that are out there. So much has changed in terms of the infrastructure and the realities of the country. So much has changed in terms of how we view sport. I think it's clear to everybody that the ministers, Honorable Anthony and Honorable Devin Daly, both understand the impact that sports can play.
Yeah.
Now this policy aims to guide that direction. So it's the development of a policy, but also a strategic plan that will go along with that policy. Now, all of this will guide the direction. So in order for us to know the needs, be able to tap into the funds that we need to get us to where we are, we need to know where we want to go. And so this policy aims to do that.
How does the policy or the strategy balance infrastructure versus programming? Because the kids or these athletes in general, they need people to support them in their training, but they also need the facilities to conduct these trainings every single day or whenever it takes place.
The policy so far has different pillars, and we'll definitely be able to speak more on that once it's launched. But infrastructure is one of those pillars, and athlete development is another one of those pillars. And so it really dissects the needs of the country and places them in different pillars that the strategic plan will then be able to have milestones and deliverables and objectives to speak to each of those pillars in the policy.
Yeah, one of the things I've noted, and it's an issue across the country, where infrastructure has always been a challenge, sports infrastructure in our country on one hand, but on the other hand, we're seeing athletes still progressing, right, and still developing, and more athletes are competing overseas and in regional and international events. To me, it almost suggests, or it almost says that athletes have sort of given up hope on reliance completely on the National Sports Council and on investments and support from the National Sports Council and federations and associations are saying to a degree, we just have to do this, and athletes are saying we just have to invest ourselves and do it ourselves. How does a policy like this bridge that gap?
It bridges the gap through policy, exactly that, right? Putting things in writing. I think for far too long there really wasn't a clear direction or a clear path to state, okay, this is what the National Sports Council aims to achieve, or this is the direction we want to go to, move in. It did not have sufficient or adequate or maybe realistic milestones or expectations, because like I said, the last policy really and truly was drafted in 2015. So much has changed, and then you pointed out to it in terms of the opportunities that are out there for athletes. The country sees so much more international participation now. There has been that increase. People are moving away from looking at sports as just sport and accepting, realizing that the investment in sport really and truly can have that impact in the country, right? And so we understand those needs, and because we understand those needs, the National Sports Council is doing everything possible to ensure that we can contribute to those needs of the country.
I I think we should reframe our thinking of looking at these athletes as something that will only be for a season, right? It's a level of business even. Sports development is business development. And I think when we finally shift that thinking, perhaps more sponsors might even want to be a part of the conversation. And the reason why I want to take the conversation there is because oftentimes people have frowned on the fact that we want our athletes to be like the ones that we're seeing in these first world countries. We want to have representation at the World Cup or at the Olympics, but it takes a level of financing that unfortunately the National Sports Council cannot keep up with. How are you guys addressing that issue where financing and budget is concerned?
I know that one of the things we want to tap into is sports tourism, and sports tourism again is one of the areas how we can attract, you know, more financing to Belize that can then trickle down to the National Sports Council. The idea though is, and I think you've both alluded to this, is to developing the National Sports Council to become an elite brand, to be respected as the governing body of sports in the country. The work has started. I think we kicked off Super Nationals, for example, and since then I've heard so many athletes speaking to, oh, I have to start preparations now because Super Nationals will come up next year, you know, but it's about building that confidence again and building that brand, and through those steps and ensuring that we show the work that we're doing at the National Sports Council, build back that credibility that will then have sponsors believe in the National Sports Council. And not only that, but have people also change, like I said, that perception that sports is just sports. No, sports is not just sports.
Ms. Williams, what sort of ideas would you like for Belizeans to bring at these public consultations?
We want to hear their concerns, of course. That's the whole one of the major points of the consultations, you know, but we want to hear that what can we do different? We know there's not something that we can have all the answers to every concerns, but tell us, what do you want to see change? Do you want to see the National Sports Council out there supporting the athletes, not only the federations, but also National Sports Council? Find ways of where we can maybe fundraise to support them when they return to Belize, as if they won, like example, the volleyball team, you know, what kind of support the National Sports Council is giving them. We want the ideas, and don't be afraid to speak up. The same thing we try to encourage the federations that were involved in the consultations. Let us hear what's the concerns. We will listen to you guys. All of that is basically information that we're compiling for this policy that we are setting in place.
How honest and forthcoming were the federations and the associations about their concerns?
Very.
I could imagine brutally.
Very.
Yes.
We had a day, the meetings were scheduled for 2 hours. We had a day, that meeting was 5 hours almost.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But
so
why was that?
It was just, I think people had a lot to say. I mean, and the consultants, they don't get that opportunity often, and the consultants were happy about it because that's what we need. We need to understand what has been the problem for so long. You know, we need to understand, but not only the problem. I think oftentimes we often forget also that through all of this, there must have been something that was working. You know, so where are our strengths? Where are our weaknesses? What opportunities are out there that we have not tapped into? And so the first round of consultations, like Ms. Vanessa said, really and truly was geared towards federations. So it was federation focused, it was open to all federations. But this round really and truly now gives the floor to the athletes, to the parents, to other federation representatives that weren't able to attend, you know, to people from rural and urban communities, to people from across the country of Belize. And we want to give them that space where they know that their voice can be heard. Bring that fresh perspective. You know, what do you think we've been doing right, and what do you think we've been doing wrong? What opportunities do you think are out there for collaboration even? Because oftentimes all you need is that conversation to and ideas pop up, and you could, you get that fresh perspective, but we want to hear from them.
What about schools? I know in the past, the National Sports Council has also worked with primary schools, for example, through the physical education program to develop these kids from early. What's the status of that relationship? And do you guys believe that there should be, or that should be the foundation of athlete development versus clubs?
We do believe that's the foundation. I know the minister has been in meetings with the schools just to, set the pace for sports, and it starts with physical education. That's one thing major. That's a stepping stone, So we want the schools to be involved, and I know those meetings are in place, and there should be more meetings coming up so we can change the narrative of sports.
Let's get an idea of the consultation dates and locations. I think we've seen them pop up on screen. So just to get an idea of when people can expect a consultation to be held in at their location.
We start off on Monday, the 10th, and the first one will be in PG at 6 p.m. From PG, we go to Cayo at 10 a.m. And we go to Stank Creek. On that day, we have 2 meetings, consultation. Wednesday, it's San Pedro. Then Thursday, we come to Belize. The evening, we will have in Corozal. And Friday, it's 6 o'clock in Orange Walk. And Saturday, we're going to the capital.
Excellent.
What's the next step after that? How long before we see the implementation of a completed national sports policy?
So obviously after these consultations, the consultants need to go back and compile this research. But what we're hoping to get from them, at least by the first week in August, the National Sports Council is having the first ever sports summit for the country of Belize, right? So you'll be hearing a lot of firsts for the National Sports Council because we're moving in that direction. We want to make impact. So at that summit, we definitely want to have the consultants back so that they can give us some feedback of what came out from these consultations, and then definitely the work continues. We don't have a specific timeline as yet, but the work continues to ensure that we will have a new national sports policy and strategic plan for the National Sports Council.
How confident are you all? What's the atmosphere like at the National Sports Council as you all, work this initiative and attempt to see it to fruition?
To be honest, we are happy about this. Just starting this process, it was very interesting to hear all the concerns. Now we are stepping into this public consultation, and we want to hear more from what's out there, because you can listen to the noise, you see social media, but there's nothing that actually comes to us or even that is sent in writing. So we are all excited about this. And Yasmin did mention in August, but it's in September. I know she's happy about these consultations that we're doing coming up, but our summit is in September, the first week, and we are excited about that too.
How does the council not break under the weight of all these concerns? Years and years of frustration piling up.
That's a very valid question. But I think it has to do with having ministers in place that understand the value of change and accept that change needs to happen. But they don't want it to just be change. They want it to be meaningful change. Which is why, like I said, the strategic plan, the policy, it's data driven. They've looked at what we had. Part of the consultancy process is looking at what has been done in the past, studying the budgets, looking at the past policy, looking at the outcomes that came out of that policy in the past, and now doing the adequate research on the ground to ensure that whatever will guide us in the next upcoming 10 years will be what Belizeans want and need.
All right. Well, ladies, thank you both for joining us and talking about the next steps in this consultation process. I see a couple people in the comment section sharing their thoughts, and some even saying that they may just need to make it to at least one of those dates.
Yes.
We thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
All right, we take a quick break now, but don't go anywhere. Our next conversation is digital transformation, the launch of the BISELR online learning platform.
Introducing BB Insurance, built for Belize. Your security, our priority.
Are you enjoying the incredible voices of KTV The Remix Season 8? Well, don't forget, the power is in your hands. This week, each remaining contestant has been assigned a new voting number. To vote for your favorite KTV contestant, simply text the number of votes, followed by a space, then your contestant's assigned voting number, and send it to 585. And remember, you can also send credit directly to your favorite contestant's assigned smartphone number. Here are this week's remaining contestants and their new voting numbers.
I know how to leave the young thing alone, but ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Turn me down, oh, but tell me who's getting all of my, I want one moment in time when I'm more than people want diamond rings, and some just want everything, but everything means nothing. Everywhere I'm looking now, I'm surrounded by your embrace. Baby, I can see your halo. I'd risk my life to feel your body next to mine, 'cause I can't.
Who will make it through to next week? Your vote can keep your KTV star on the stage. Vote before Sunday at midnight. Join us at The Bliss every Tuesday at 8 p.m. for KTV The Remix Season 8.
Every business starts with a vision. And every day, Belizean entrepreneurs are turning that vision into reality.
Hi, I'm Rosalie, General Manager of Cards and Merchant Services at the Belize Bank. Today, I am proud to introduce our new solution designed specifically for Belize's small and medium-sized businesses.
Introducing the Belize Bank Advantage MasterCard SME Business Credit Card. Whether you're managing everyday expenses, purchasing inventory, or investing in growth, this card gives your business the flexibility to move forward with confidence. Applying is easy. Visit any Belize Bank branch and speak with one of our SME officers. We'll help you find a solution that best fits your business. Your business is building Belize's future. Let Belize Bank help power what's next.
He skipped nights out, said maybe next time too often. Ramen became a lifestyle, all for this moment, his first car. Protect what you've worked for with RF&G Motor Insurance.
Life moves fast. Your connection should keep up. Need more credit? More data? A flex bundle that fits your lifestyle? With Smart Prepaid, they're a prepaid option for every lifestyle and budget, making it easy to stay connected wherever you are. Because with Smart Prepaid, you can connect on your terms. Purchase credit, data, flex bundles, prepaid plans, and all your favorite prepaid services at any Smart agent, Smart showroom, or simply dial *100# key. No stress, no waiting. Just fast, easy, convenient ways to stay connected every day. Smart Prepaid. Connect on your terms.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. We're moving on, but still sticking on to the topic or the theme of empowerment, really. This next conversation is all about digital transformation and the launch of BISELR, which is an online learning platform. We are joined this morning by Brianni Palacio, and she is the digital assistant for BISELR. And also no stranger to you guys, Charlotte Neal. She is the managing director for BISELR. We keep on twisting our tongues with this word this morning. But ladies, it's a pleasure having you both here. Ms. Charlotte, no stranger to you as well, but I am so excited to talk about perhaps really the progression of your business as well, because we've spoken about various topics related to empowerment and self-development, but you are taking that in an online space now for anyone and everyone to take advantage of as well. I want to begin with congratulating you on that. Let's jump into it, talking about what your work through BISELR stands for and what made the transition for you to go online.
Awesome. Thank you, Sabrina, Paul. Thank you, Belize, for having us this morning. We are the Belize Institute for Service Excellence, Leadership and Research, and because it's such a long name, people say BISELR. And that's fine with us. So BISELR, we've been in existence for a little over 6 years, and most of what we did was training face-to-face. We tinkered with the online a little during COVID, and we still do some online training via Zoom for our clients, and I want to take this time to really thank the Belizean businesses and individuals who have embraced professional development.
Yeah.
We preach professional development. We are 100% Belizean, and we believe that professional development in our workspaces is possible. So just like how you guys may vex this morning for somebody, we feel it personal when people complain about the level of service in Belize, because we know we could do better. And I think it starts with individual recognizing we could do better. So that's the foundation of BISELR. The idea that professional development is possible, that individuals and organizations should and must invest in capacity building. And so that's where we started.
A lot of those capacity building sessions, as you mentioned, would take place in person though. And there are some people who have the belief that, you know what, take with that, I have the same effectiveness if you go online.
Absolutely. So like all changes, we have a duty now to let people see that there is a benefit. In fact, lots of benefits in moving towards online. And so here we are. We have today, and you're hearing it first here on Channel 5, Greater Belize, we're launching our online learning platform, BZLearn.com.
Wow.
Simple and easy. Get used to it, because you hear it everywhere. You see banners and bumper stickers and pens. BZLearn.com. 100% Belize online learning. Before I even go any further, I want to thank Sempromipe. This was made possible through grant funding. We were able to access a grant to move our services online during a digital transformation program. And so, yes, we are excited.
So let's bring your digital assistant into the conversation just to We didn't laugh. Just to kind of get an idea of what this platform looks like, bclearn.com, and how does it seek to offer the same quality of service that you get in person?
Okay, definitely. A goal of Miss Neil is definitely keeping the courses as interactive as possible. So we try to portray that as best as possible. So these online courses, they're bringing the benefit of having these interactive and professional development courses to your home. You can do them, you know, like when you're getting ready in the morning, when you're getting ready to go to bed at night. We have many different courses catering to many different people in the different fields of profession.
What does this, so what will it look like? What's the interface like? What does it look like? What does it feel like? Is it easy to navigate?
Definitely, very modern, very smooth. We did a lot of work with the user interface, the data visualization aspect of it all. So we're making it very user friendly. We want to make sure that anyone from, like, you're coming fresh from high school, you have 50 years experience, you can go ahead and use this site, you know, young, old, anyone, literally. You will find something on this site, and it's very, very easy to use. We did focus on making it very user friendly.
I imagine, Ms. Charlotte, that you have had the opportunity to study the workforce and understand that there is almost a shift taking place where employers are now valuing experience versus just degrees. How is this platform or this service going to benefit people who might not have been able to go to university and have a degree but still would like to further their career prospects?
Definitely. So most of what we have right now is considered the soft skills. And so it's to complement those technical skills that you already have. We find that when we marry the hard skills and the soft skills, you get that complete integration. We're getting a lot of complaints in terms of people's ability to integrate into the workplace, whether you have a degree or not. The conflict, how I deal with people. So all of that we've looked at and say, hey, these are skills that you can build. And it's really a mindset kind of thing. So we start with those, but of course we're not stopping there. Our goal as we progress is to offer even longer term courses. We're looking at models like the US where you don't necessarily have to go to a university. It's not that we have anything with going to a university, but you're able to do courses for 3 months and 6 months, and you're able to get certified and specialize in a particular area. And so those are some of the things that we're looking at going forward. But just quickly back to the site, and one of the value that I find with working with Brianni, and also I have to give thanks to our web developer, Marco Lopez, and aesthetic marketing, Iniki Zuniga, who's working very closely with us. It takes a big team, is the value of the quality of work. Brianni said, you know, we can't put anything on the site. And so for me, it was very important that we look at the quality of the work. What I'm more proud of than anything else is it's 100% original content.
Yes.
There is no YouTube videos, no content you borrow from your brother. And one of the things that I wanted to do from the time we got in the training space was create local content. Whenever I'm doing trainings, I'm pulling videos from YouTube. The people don't sound like us, they don't look like us. And
don't
so,
forget AI.
AI, exactly. And so it's 100% local content,
So,
and it's in our Belizean Caribbean context that
so
we
tell
put
us
these things.
a bit more about that. Sorry to interrupt, but in terms of when I go on the site, am I interacting with documents to learn, or am I interacting with videos and seeing a face? How will that look?
Okay, so you go on the site, I'm sorry, and we do have the different courses separated. So you click on which one you feel more inclined or interested to. So let's say you're doing the Introduction to Emotional Intelligence. You would click on that course and you would have various lesson plans, you would have videos, you would have resources, so downloadable PDF documents that you can have and keep as your reference even when you have completed the course as already. So we do have very interactive videos, interactive activities as well that you complete in order to follow through with the course.
What we're looking at on screen is sort of an example of a lesson? No, this is more for
promotional TikTok items, but right now you can go on the site. It's live, BISELR.com.
BISELR.com.
5 free courses for the next 3 to 4 weeks. Actually, the first 50 people who register on any of these courses get to experience it free.
Fully free.
Can businesses use this platform for their entire team?
Absolutely. We're moving towards that. The project asked us to start with 8 courses, and so we've met the project requirement.
Wow.
But the goal is by the end of this year to have up to 30 courses with different facilitators, of course, and approaching our businesses and saying, hey, here's a package deal for you. Get your people, the benefit of this is they don't leave the office to do the training. You don't have to provide lunch for them. They're doing it from the comfort of their own home. And they are getting a certificate at the end of each of these trainings. I call us the local Coursera because I've always been fascinated with Coursera and what they have to offer. The courses are interactive. It's a full course. You have to do the activities, you have to submit, you have to get graded, quizzes, activities. It's the full 9 yards. The courses have been designed with the learner in mind.
What about with affordability in mind? What are we looking at in terms of ensuring that it remains accessible by way of affordability?
We start with free and then we're moving to almost free. And so where you would normally have paid $100 for a course, which is our rate right now for our face-to-face in person, you're all the way down to 40 and some of them are even 25.
Wow.
So again, it's definitely a win-win for everybody. I don't see anything that's not beneficial. Of course, again, it requires us to get people used to moving online. I struggle with it myself, I won't lie. I did an entire degree online and I failed the first course. I'm like, I can't do this because it takes a lot of self-discipline. You have to want to. And so we try to provide that environment where when you log on, you say, this is interesting. Really? Then they talk to me. You just talk about Belizean and the house. Really? That speaks to me. And so we make the lessons in such a way that it's not, boring. It's
So you said that there are 8 courses currently available online. What are the 8, and do you have specific dates that we can log on and take advantage of it?
Okay, so I believe that we have 8. 5 of them are free. Today, actually, we opened the registration, so you can go ahead on BISELR.com and you can access the courses, you can register, you can create your profile, anything that you need to do on the site itself, you can start doing today as of now. And then I believe we have the Intro to Emotional Intelligence, we have public speaking and presentation skills, customer service telephone techniques, which is a great course. I believe we have Anger Management 101, and I'm forgetting a bit, so I believe Ms. Neil has
Time management techniques, those are available. And then we have 2 levels of building skills. Building skills for managing conflicts and emotions, and that's the full conflict management ambit, personality profile. I encourage everybody to go and get used to what's your personality and how is it impacting your communication skills.
Yes.
You know, build those skills, you know, the whole assertive to aggressive behavior, all of those we have available for you. Those are the courses that we do
these are our
have
courses
available
that we have available here.
The anger management one sounds interesting.
Oh, yes, it
Who's
is.
teaching that?
It is.
So you know a thing or two about anger management, huh? I like this.
Look
it
at
sounds
that.
good.
That's nice.
Developing emotional intelligence.
So it gives you the price.
The click of a button. The click of a button. You just click and you're ready to learn. And the beautiful thing about it, the payment process is fully online.
Okay.
Pay
Fully
online.
online with your Belize Bank debit card. You can
so you
pay
can use
local.
that debit
Yes,
card.
your local card, your local debit card. You can use to pay.
Anything we take, right? So
When I think about everything.
you have to be able to.
You want mail the cash too?
We take.
That's good though. And just finally for me, it's at your own pace. Is it so? If I start today and she starts tomorrow, that's not a problem.
Take your time. We will have some time-bound courses because we want you finished, Paul.
Yeah.
We don't want you to
drag it on
too long. So there will be some time limitations. But for the most part, we're just encouraging you right now to go to BISELR.com. Go to BISELR.com. Go learn. Right? It's skill building, and you have to be able to see the benefit of building those skills. And it's not just for the workplace, it's for life. These soft skills, it's for life, how you communicate at home, you
Relationships,
know,
family.
Absolutely. And you can even put it on your resume.
Yes, exactly. On your resume, these are great courses, and many people know Miss Neil for her courses, the different interactive courses that we do. So it's like you're getting it from a known organization, a known person, Miss Neil, and so it's great to boost your resume and boost your skills and professionalism.
All right. Well, ladies, this is great news. We hope that people take advantage of it. As was mentioned, there are some that is currently free. But you can also take that extra step and invest in these soft skills as well. As the name of the site is BZLearn.com. All right. Well, congratulations to you guys.
Thank you. And I just want to close again by thanking Sempromipe and my advisor at Beltrade, Marjani, for working with us through this process. It truly has been a phenomenal experience, moving us to exactly where we needed to go in our digital transformation journey. So again, thank you, and thanks for having me.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, we take a quick break now, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, our next conversation is empowering women, the mission behind the Ruby Redemption.
Now it doesn't have to be. Introducing partial authorization. If the card doesn't cover the full amount, it notifies you what's available. You can accept the partial payment and pay the missing balance with a credit card or cash. No decline. Get what you came for. Partial authorization now available. Belize Bank, our country, your bank.
So it started off like any other summer day in Belize. I decided to go down to Builders Hardware since I heard they had 25% off on summer outdoor products. I got a couple of items, a chair, a grill, a cooler, and I got carried away, but the prices were so good. But anyways, I might have gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Then I saw the news, man, the hurricane season was not playing with me. But thank God Builders also had 25% off hurricane preparedness items as well. Flashlights, batteries, sealant, first aid kits, everything I need. And guess what? My grill survived.
Are you enjoying the incredible voices of KTV The Remix Season 8? Well, don't forget, the power is in your hands. This week, each remaining contestant has been assigned a new voting number. To vote for your favorite KTV contestant, simply text the number of votes, followed by a space, then your contestant's assigned voting number, and send it to 585. And remember, you can also send credit directly to your favorite contestant's assigned smartphone number. here are this week's remaining contestants and their new voting numbers.
I know how to leave the young thing alone, but ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Turn me down, oh, but tell me who's getting all of my,
I want one moment in time when I'm more than
people want diamond rings, and some just want everything, but everything means nothing.
everywhere I'm looking now. I'm surrounded by your embrace. Baby, I can see your halo. I'd risk my life to feel your body next to mine, 'cause I can't.
Who will make it through to next week? Your vote can keep your KTV star on the stage. Vote before Sunday at midnight. Join us at The Bliss every Tuesday at 8 p.m. for KTV The Remix, Season 8.
Life moves fast. Your connection should keep up. Need more credit? More data? A flex bundle that fits your lifestyle? With Smart Prepaid, they're a prepaid option for every lifestyle and budget, making it easy to stay connected wherever you are. Because with Smart Prepaid, you can connect on your terms. Purchase credit, data, flex bundles, prepaid plans, and all your favorite prepaid services at any Smart agent, Smart showroom, or simply dial *100# key. No stress, no waiting. Just fast, easy, convenient ways to stay connected every day. Smart Prepaid. Connect on your terms.
He skipped nights out. Said maybe next time too often. Ramen became a lifestyle. All for this moment, his first car. Protect what you've worked for with RF&G Motor Insurance.
Prepare for the sweltering heat with a Rheem AC unit to keep you and your family cool and cozy. Get the recommended BTU for your bedroom or living room and enjoy complete comfort. You can also save some much-needed cash with an inverter unit, which provides superior energy efficiency. When the heat is on, stay cool with an affordable, dependable AC unit from Rheem. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
People don't travel with cash anymore. People would stop and they want to do a coffee tour, they want to buy coffee, but people don't have cash with them. Online banking facilitated a lot of what we do. I don't have to run to town and I have to use fuel and other expenses. Atlantic Bank actually approached us. They facilitated us with a bank account, which is something that we didn't have in hand, and then with a POS machine. I sit and sip my good cup of coffee and do payments.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
The next station is not just a place. It's the vacation capital of the world, Mexican Caribbean. Do you know why we are the capital of vacations? Because no other place on earth brings together so many ways to vacation in one single destination. Every vacation imaginable. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
Welcome back. We are jumping into our next conversation, and perhaps a switch of sorts has taken place. We are going to spend a moment to talk a bit about a legacy, hopefully, This morning, we are honoring the life of Tayeon Chee Villanueva. He was a 15-year-old cyclist who tragically lost his life to cancer last year in December. Well, this year, we are honoring his life and building a legacy through a memorial ride that will begin in just a moment. We will be talking about that memorial ride set to take place. We are joined this morning by a family member of Tayeon, Sheena Smith. We also have here with us his sister, Zaria Villanueva. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Yes.
Thank you.
I remember last year when the news broke of the passing of Tayeon, and it was so hard. I didn't even know him, but I remember seeing his photo all over social media. So many people that were connected to him one way or another. His friends, his family members, classmates, schools even. But we still continue having this conversation, I think, because of the uniqueness of it and what took place after finding out about his diagnosis after his passing. But before we get to what that moment was, I want us to quickly reflect on who Tayeon was, separate from cycling.
So he was just a ball of life. I think he fell in love with cycling even before he started to ride. I remember trying to take him to do other sports like basketball and track and field. And one time we were at Marianne Jones and we were on the running track, and he was just looking at the cyclists pass, like he just stood there and watched them. And you know, I think a little after that he started to do small races from in the neighborhood. So we have like a tire shop, Cox Tire Shop, they used to do an annual race, and he did his first race on a beach cruiser and he won. And just after that he had family members who were very involved in cycling, and they kind of encouraged him to, you know, try to take it on more. And he just went with it. He loved his bike. He would get up early morning, in the evenings, any type of race that Cycling Association would have, he would be there. And in fact, last year for the Junior Cycling Cross Country Classic, he actually came in second.
Oh, wow.
And it was so amazing for us because we didn't have any idea of where he was. We only knew that he was coming down by himself. And we had a foreigner who came in first. And it was just him and the road coming down.
Did he train a lot?
He did. He trained a lot. He was part of Chavaria's cycling club.
Look at him there.
Yeah, and the Chavarias really took him on as an additional son. He spent a lot of time up in Cayo at their home, training with the family.
So Zaria is wearing his jersey.
Yes.
Right? It has the chav there. What do you remember the most about your brother's love for cycling?
What I remember most was he loved his bike. Every time I just touch it, he just holla, "Gallop
touch me bike."
You could have me ride it? Like, were you allowed to?
The seat was too high.
Okay. But you weren't allowed to, I would imagine, to even jump on his bike. Yeah. Why do you think he loved cycling so much?
Because I think they run in hygiene.
Okay.
Yeah, running hygiene. So you have others in the family that cycles?
Our great-grandfather, he used to cycling.
How about the type of big brother that he was?
He was a kind and loving big brother.
Yeah, I could imagine. And for you, did you want to be at his races and watch him compete?
I love to go there.
What did you enjoy most about that?
His effort and my supporting, and that very encouraged him so much.
So you were there when he came in second for junior cross country.
Yes, sir.
Tell me a bit about how you celebrated, or what were you saying or doing?
I was so excited. I had to jump up.
You had to jump out, right? That's exciting, and I'm sure he was happy to have you there as a little sister and you and other families to see you all celebrating. Sheena, talk to us a bit about how the diagnosis struck the family and perhaps his reaction to it as a youth.
To be honest with you, that was a really rough time for the entire family. We are a very close-knit family, and he really didn't give us a lot of time. We didn't have time to do anything, not a fundraiser, not to try to save, none of that. He actually got sick maybe about a month and a half, where he started to show symptoms. And we didn't know what it was. We thought it was just his neck was swelling up. He was starting to have pain. He was in and out of the doctor's office, and there was no real diagnosis of what it could be. And to us, it escalated very, very quickly. And, you know, we still didn't know the diagnosis of lymphedema until after his passing. So the entire time it was just like speculation of what it could be. We're looking at the symptoms and trying to get, we did have different tests that we were supposed to do, but he didn't make it to those in time.
So essentially he had this type of cancer unknowingly, and he was still riding, performing optimally at a high level, without knowing what his situation was.
Correct.
You guys would later learn that he was at a later stage of lymphedema and would subsequently pass away as a result of that.
Yeah, so like when I listen to the Cancer Society and they talk about early detection saves lives, that rings so much for us, because we really had no idea what was going on. And I mean, he's young, he's only 15.
Active.
Very active. I don't think that having an annual checkup was something on his priority list at that time. And I think because he was very much active, we just figured he's a healthy 15-year-old. And like I said, it was only a month and a half before his passing that the symptoms really escalated. And it just went by so quickly.
So let me just say, I like that. I like the whole idea of legacy here, because some people would call it fate. We would say it's by design. We would say it's a miracle that he pursued his passion for cycling and did so well on that very same year that he came in second. Only a foreigner beat you, so that means almost like you win if you're not Belizean, First Belizean. So that's incredible. That in and of itself is
when you think of living your purpose and what your purpose is for,
and living it out to the highest level.
Wow,
and
that
so
gives me goosebumps actually.
Right, exactly.
And not everybody finds their passion so early.
Exactly, and elevate to such a high level at such an early stage. And so now you all are honoring that legacy through a memorial ride. Let's talk about that.
So his birthday is actually August 1st.
Okay.
And so we just found it fitting to honor his birthday, honor his life, honor his passion and his legacy through a memorial ride. We're inviting all the cyclists, everybody who he has touched through either school or just, being Tayeon, to come out. We're charging, well, not charging, but the registration fee is $15, and from that, the proceeds will go towards helping another young person who is also battling cancer. Whether it's just to help with medical expense or a comfortable night in the hospital where the family don't have to worry about that. It's just something to help. But
what has the response been like from the cycling community?
We've had great response. The Cycling Federation, they have partnered with us. Belize City Council have partnered with us. Ordones Bike Shop, they have been super helpful. And even before all of this, when he was just riding, Mr. Ordones has always ensured to big up Tayeon whenever they're doing the live stream. So he's a huge part of that as well. Of course, family and friends are coming together from abroad to support. And so the response has been really good. And of course, we're looking to have this an annual event on his birthday every year so that we can help other people.
Did Donis give him a nickname? I know Donis has a nickname.
No, he just call him Little Tayeon.
There you go, that's a nickname. Who is this ride for? Is it for elite cyclists, beginners,
This
juniors?
is not a race, so it's for anybody. So we're starting at the cemetery near where he is buried. And that's where we'll do maybe like an opening ceremony, and then we'll share information there. And then we go on to the John Smith Road, and then we come back into the city, and then we're ending off at our family home in Lake Independence on Poinsettia Street. And so there we'll have refreshments and you know, snacks for everybody.
If Tayeon would see this event unfold, what do you think he would say?
He wouldn't say much. He wasn't a talker. He was usually just in a corner on his phone, very quiet. But he would definitely be there, and he would, you know, be riding and having the time of his life.
What do you want people to, what message do you want people to leave with by attending this memorial?
Big question.
Or what do you want people to remember about your brother?
Yes.
What a generous person he was.
Yeah. What will you be doing this weekend? Will you be riding?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure what you're doing? You might give out water. You might
I
help
think for the
other
family,
days.
it's all hands on deck, ensuring that it runs smoothly. But we're excited to see who comes out and the support that we can get. And you know, I mean, as we said, like, we just want it to be something that we can grow each year.
Excellent.
Well, ladies, thank you so much for joining us. We hope that people take advantage of the memorial. As you mentioned, this will be on August 1st.
On Saturday.
This Saturday to honor Tayeon. It's also his birthday. And so give back, thinking of, you know, another 15-year-old who might be fighting for their life. But also, I think there should be a conversation about how or what steps should be taken in testing yourselves or checking yourselves as early as possible.
Definitely.
Especially with this unique case that we saw take place last year. We wish you guys all the best.
Thank you.
All right, we are going to take our final break, but we have one more conversation to come back to. Empowering women, the mission behind the Ruby Redemption.
Connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. So you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
In business, timing matters. Now, with Belize Bank's same-day settlement, transactions settled before 4 p.m. are deposited the very same night.
It's been a game changer for our cash flow. Waiting days to access our sales used to slow our business down. Now we can restock faster and pay our suppliers on time.
And with auto settlement, it's done for you every day. Same-day settlement from Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
Ishmael from Beltrade. Check out the show. You don't want to miss what's on offer for MSMEs in Belize and in the tourism industry specifically.
Hi everyone, I'm Boris Iraeta. Please don't miss the next Belize Travel Beat show. We will be talking about the importance of SMEs in the regional promotion tourism in Central America.
Hi, I'm David from the Center of Promotion of MSMEs in Central America and Dominican Republic. Don't miss the next show of Travel Beat in Belize.
Join us for the next episode of the Belize Travel Beat. We'll be talking about how small, medium, and micro businesses can benefit within the tourism industry.
They'll name you 100 reasons to step back. But when you achieve your goal, they will follow you. Gorilla, make some noise.
With everything going on in a day, it's easy to overlook a renewal date. That's why Home Protector Insurance sends a simple reminder to help keep you on track. Home Protector Insurance, if it's worth something, insure it.
We at Fulltech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Fulltech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy Inc. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
Introducing BB Insurance, built for Belize. Your security, our priority.
Welcome back and thanks for staying tuned with us. This is our final conversation for this morning. It's all about empowering women. Mission behind the Ruby Redemption. And we have joining us on set two young students from St. Catherine's Academy. We have Kylie Hyde and we have Aria Banks. Right? I get your name correct?
Yes.
Excellent. Ladies, good morning.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure having both of you. I know that past summer break, right? Still?
But they work.
And they take note of their bed early.
But the thing is,
what kind of thing that?
It's a passion project. So when you're passionate about something, no matter if school's out, you'll come out.
So let's talk about the Ruby Redemption and what this project is about. What is Ruby Redemption?
The Ruby Redemption project is a drive to create care packages for young women and children who are in need or who are unable to buy feminine hygiene products.
So how do you all go about getting or collecting or gathering these hygiene products?
By putting boxes in different major stores like Brody's, Publix, and Star Hall. We are looking for donations such as sanitary pads, liners, feminine wipes, feminine sprays as well.
Okay.
What started the idea? Was there something that you ladies observed, or did your classmate or school observe a problem and then you said, we want to do something about it?
I observed that feminine hygiene products are very expensive and some women or young women might struggle financially to afford that monthly. So I decided, why
why don't we create a drive to help them? That's how we
started this. So this is pretty new.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, so this is a new is this your first initiative?
First.
Oh wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's exciting.
Now, I want to ask also, because this is an initiative coming out of your school, the St. Catherine's Academy. Is this something that you ladies are doing independently, or is this like supported or collaborated with the school?
It is.
A collaboration? Yeah. Is it like a class project, or are you getting a grade for it?
It's a
You're
passion
not
project.
really getting a grade for it. It's something that you're passionate about. Right?
Okay.
And when we go out to school and stuff, they'll give you a pin for it. And if you continue to do this for the rest of your 3 years.
Yeah, so what does the school call it? It call like a passion?
The passion project.
Oh, it's school calls it a passion project. So as a member of the institution, you can, and perhaps you're encouraged to do a passion project.
Yes.
And this is the passion project
And
that
then
you all
get a
decided to
pin
do.
if you continue it.
Mm.
That's
and
nice.
if you do it for the 3 years, you'll get a stole.
Okay, cool.
Ooh,
Now, ladies, I want to take the conversation a little bit deeper, because I think as women or as girls, we know that there is a little bit of discomfort around the conversation with periods, right? There are some females and men or boys who they don't really like having that type of conversation. One would call it taboo. At your current age that you both are at this time, do you think that the period conversation is taboo?
Yes, people make it taboo.
Okay, tell me more. Why do you think people make it taboo?
Because even at our age, we don't necessarily talk about the problems or what is a healthy period from an unhealthy period. It's, in my opinion, it's a problem because young women or young girls don't necessarily know when their period is unhealthy or when something is going on. So it's...
You know, I even think of the environment that you ladies are in at an all-girls school. When I was going to high school, one of your biggest fears as a girl would be to have an accident, a period accident, and everyone sees you. In some cases, they would even tease you. What's the environment like at your school around this conversation?
Well, instead of people teasing you, they help you. So if you would mess up your dress, they'll help you clean yourself up. So it's better. It makes you feel better about yourself, that you know that you have people to help you.
I want to switch back to the project just for the sake of time, right? And understand the importance of having this conversation as well. So when you go to these stores, what are you looking for if you want to donate? Like, what are you looking for exactly? A box? Do you have a box, barrel?
I have a box and I'll say the Ruby Redemption on the front. But what we're looking for people to donate, if you are unable to donate pads, sanitary liners, the feminine spray or wipes, then you can just donate, you can just give a monetary donation.
Can you drop it in the box, the money, or you encourage us not to do that?
I encourage you to do that.
Okay, because somebody might take it out. So how do you give monetarily?
You can reach out to us via WhatsApp message at 613-503, or her number,
which is 656-1104.
And how often will you go and collect the items in these boxes?
Well, we're going to
maybe check in at the places.
Yes.
Check.
Okay.
So how will people be able to access the supplies when it's able to be distributed?
Once we have packaged all of the care packages, we want to give them out to the women's shelters or the children's homes.
Okay.
How long will the boxes be there?
Until around the 4th.
The 4th of August?
Yes.
Oh, so it's this week and next week, basically. This week almost done, so into the weekend and next week people have to give. Remind us of the stores and locations once more.
Public, Star Hall, Brodis for right now.
Publix or how about it?
And only here in Belize City?
Yes.
Okay. What's the goal? Do you all say in your minds, this is the amount of people we want to reach, or some of the package
We want to make at least 150 care packages.
Okay, that's a good goal. Yes, it will require people to contribute. So tell us one more time, why should people go out looking for these boxes and place items in them?
Because it's very important for these young girls and young women to receive these packages, especially if they are unable to buy the sanitary pads that they are supposed to use for menstruation.
All right. Well, ladies, thank you so much for joining us and sharing this project, your passion project, as you guys are calling it. We hope that you are able to inspire other people even to have this conversation and to also donate to the Ruby Redemption boxes at the various store locations. We wish you guys all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, Paul, we do have to wrap things up at this time. It has been a full show, but thank you to all of our guests who joined us. We also had quite an engaging morning with our commenters too. So thank you guys also for dropping your thoughts in the comment section. It is July 30th. And if you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. If you'd like to give a birthday shout out, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send us an email at oie@greaterbelize.com.
You could also catch us live on Facebook every weekday morning at Open Your Eyes BZ, or Instagram. Follow us on Instagram for all the behind the scenes highlights. That's OIE Belize. We even have TikTok. Yes, follow it on TikTok. That's openyoureyes.bz.
And then you can call us or text us on our OIE phone number. That's 675-2555. But please do us a favor and join us again tomorrow, because it's What the Friday, right? It is What the Friday, when you open your eyes
and start your morning right.
Until then, be sure to keep your eyes, your mind,
and your hearts wide open.
Have a wonderful Thursday, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Bye.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.